Next, we have Profit Trailer. So Profit Trailer is a very, very good bot for beginners, as it does automate the pair picking process and uses a dollar cost average system to buy on the way down. That causes you to do very minimal changing of settings depending on what market you are in. So for the learning curve of this bot, I did give it a 7 out of 10, as you really don't have to know that much about trading before getting into this one. But the only reason why it is a little bit lower than some of you guys may have liked it to be is because there is no graphical interface for changing settings. Whenever you're changing settings, you're having to go into the file and manually edit them, and to some people that can be a little bit scary. So that is why I'm giving the learning curve of a 7 out of 10 because of the fact that you do have to edit some options and go into the config and manually edit the text yourself. Although you do not need to know any programming to do this. It's just simple changes in numbers. Next, you have profitability. I'm giving Profit Trailer a profitability rating of 8 out of 10. Now, the reason why I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 is because I've been able to get reliable profit in the past, and I think it is very versatile in terms of what type of market it can run well on. Because of its dollar cost average feature. So profitability is 8 out of 10. Now, this is another important thing. Profitability is very subjective, and it can vary greatly from user to user. So even though I had good experiences with Profit Trailer, you might not have the same experience. So I would more look at the other factors rather than profitability whenever you are considering which trade bot to purchase. Next, we have price. Now, I am giving it a 9 out of 10, as I think 0.03 Bitcoin is an amazing price, but the reason why it's not 10 out of 10 is because there are other trade bots that are 0.03 Bitcoin and allow you to get all exchanges, whereas Profit Trailer only allows you to get one exchange for 0.03. So I do think it's a great price, but in the future I would like to see them include all exchanges for that price. Next, we have automation. Now, this is the best rating I gave for automation because of its strong pair picking feature, where it uses the volume of coins on whatever exchange you're trading on in order to pick pairs for you and pick coins to watch and trade for you. So that cuts out a lot of the work most people have to do in looking at their trade bot and having to check on it every day. With Profit Trailer, you can leave it on relatively easily without having to worry about it because it does pick pairs for you. I would love to see that added into other trade bots. I highly agree with that feature, and I think every trade bot should have that. Now, something else is that it does have a very, very strong dollar cost average feature, which means whenever a coin goes down, it buys it up slowly. So I think that's also very useful in terms of how versatile it is to work well in downtrending markets. So that's why I'm giving it a automation score of 9 out of 10. Next, for customizability, I am giving it a 4 out of 10. Now, you're probably pretty shocked by this rating, and I do think I was a little bit overdoing it in terms of how low I made this rating. But the reason why I am giving it a 4 out of 10 is because there are not many buying and selling strategies that you can use, and there are not that many settings that you can change that can give it a huge different effect to the bot, since it is so heavily reliant on its dollar cost average system. So overall, I don't really think it's very customizable, and that's also why we've seen a decrease in profitability in Profit Trailer, is because a lot of people are using it now. Thousands of people have probably purchased it at this point, and whenever a trade bot becomes more mainstream, it does become less profitable, especially if there aren't that many settings that you can change. So that's why I believe there has been a decrease in Profit Trailer profitability. So that's why I'm giving it a customizability rating of 4 out of 10. Next, we have strategies. Now, I am also giving this a low rating for strategies, as I would love to see some more advanced strategies on Profit Trailer that maybe use different indicators and other things in order to get better entry points on Profit Trailer. I find a lot of times whenever I use Profit Trailer, it can work well for pumps, like maybe it'll buy a coin before it goes up a lot. But if a coin does go down, it's not very patient with the market. It doesn't look for specific points where it'll get, 20% profit on a trade. Instead, it'll just buy very reactively and then heavily rely on its dollar cost average feature in order to, make up for its poor buying strategies. So that's why I think the strategies on Profit Trailer are also pretty bad at this point. So obviously, if they did improve their customizability and strategies, their rating would be a lot higher. So far, I do think Profit Trailer does have a very good chance of, being one of the best trade bots in the future. But as of right now, in its current state, I do not, love it for those two reasons. But next, we have reliability. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 because, I've never had any issues with it. I've seen a few cases of people getting errors whenever they're setting it up, which goes back to the learning curve, where people edit settings in the file and then they get an error and they don't really know how to fix it. So that's why I did take off 1 point. But personally, whenever you're running it, there are no errors that come up. So overall, Profit Trailer is a very solid bot, and you will see an average on the screen along with the other scores that I just gave. Next, we have Gunbot. Now,